Joe, what a great surprise to see you back in uniform here at Steinbrenner Field. How did this all come about?
It's a surprise for me too, Meredith. I got a call a couple of weeks ago. I was in Arizona with some guys from MLB, some ladies and some guys, to run over meetings for all the teams. I missed the Florida tour, and I got a call. And initially, I thought Aaron Boone had butt dialed me, but I picked up the phone, and there he was. And he just asked if I had any plans to come to Florida, and he'd like me to, come here and dress, put the uniform on. I said, well, I'll be there, but I'm not sure about the uniform part. But I sort of got coerced into it by sitting in the coach's room, and I figured I'd take it from them, take their lead, and start putting on the uniform. So it's nice, it's fun. I always felt, Meredith, I just didn't want to get in the way because I know how important spring training is, and I know how much work you have to do. But it's been comfortable for me, and I'm happy that Booney is not sorry he called.
What was it like putting on that uniform one more time?
Well, it was fun, but especially the fact while you're putting on the uniform, you're running through stories with Gator and the coaches, and Andy Pettit walks in, so that stuff fit like a glove. I mean, one thing when you leave the game, you missed the game, but you missed the people.
Andy Pettit, a big part of those championship teams when you were the manager. To now see him as a coach, is that at all odd? And what do you think makes him a good candidate to help out this pitching staff?
Well, he works so hard, and the mental part of the game, and the kind of pitcher he was. All people have to do is just look up at his numbers in postseason, and that tells you a lot about what he's made of. And Andy's always been that guy that needed to win. And when I first, to be honest with you, Meredith, when I first saw him getting ready for a game my first year here, he was sitting in the trainer's room staring. I said, this guy looks like he's scared to death. And obviously I found out just the opposite. He's a special young man, and he certainly's had a great career.
You also managed a young shortstop in Derek Jeter. We all saw what he became. Anthony Volpe going into his second season now. What have you thought of Volpe and the way he's handled himself?
I'll tell you what, for a New York kid, coming into this situation is far from easy. Because of course, Derek being here as long as he was here, and Hall of Famer and all that, but he's his own man. And Anthony, I think, he's fought himself, fought through some tough things, and it just looks like he's getting a little bit better all the time. And he's got a great temperament, and I'm impressed, and I'm happy for him because I know how much baseball means to him.
I know as an executive throughout Major League Baseball, you probably try to remain somewhat neutral, but what do you think of this 2024 roster?
Well, wait till we get on the field. It's all going to come down to pitching. I had pitching coaches over the years that kept reminding me how important pitching is, because this is one game, of all the major sports, you can't freeze the ball. You got to be able to get 27 outs, and pitching is so important. I fell into it in '96, when we had a Mariano Rivera that we didn't know where he was going to fit in, and all of a sudden, there he was as our setup man in the 7th and 8th inning. So, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the Yankees the expectations are always high. The pressure is always on. And, it's not easy to do. But, Booney's been down this road a time or two.
How long are you sticking around?
I don't know. I mean, my wife asked me that same question, and I said, I don't know. I'm just going to see, how it feels, and that I'm not getting in the way. And, I'll be around for 3 or 4 or 5 days.
And what do you hope to instill in the players while you're here? What's your message to them?
Well, the only message I have, if there's anything I can help them with as far as just, the game and different things that I've learned over the years, I'm happy to do it. There are plenty of coaches here on the staff, and that's the one thing I learned when I was a manager, is that you don't want to give them too many voices. And but I'm here if they want to ask a question or two. I'm certainly available.
Joe, always great to see you.
Thanks, Meredith.